is a 2020 Chevy Equinox. This is going to be a long-term review, and with the long-term review I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons after 90 days of ownership. So far with the vehicle, it has been great. Gas mileage has been great. A couple of goofy things to go over with it is I don't know if they're cons or if they're pros or if you find them to be insignificant. I'll go over the interior, and I'll go over the points now, and I'll go over the interior with the rest of those. Like in the back, there's no cargo cover. There's no cargo net. I ended up buying an aftermarket cargo net. You'll see that in a moment. A couple of times we've had, this is my wife's car, so she drives this all the time. So this is her daily driver. There was one thing that she pointed out to me, and it took me a while to discover it since I don't drive it daily, is that there's a twitch or vibration in the gas pedal. So, you know, if you have one of these and you experience it, comment down below and, you know, let me and other people know if this is something that you have experienced or not. Other than that, the start-stop feature, I guess, is nice. For ownership, I don't think it's something that I'd want to do, because it's I guess a wear item that, you know, you're going to end up having to replace a starter eventually. If there's anybody out there that has had any issues with start-stop on their vehicle after a long-term ownership, say 5 or 6 years, you know, comment down below. Let us know how often you have to, you know, have it in for service for the starter. That's most of the cons, and I guess the last one is one that hasn't been easily reproducible, which is the electronic stability control. And there's a warning message that keeps popping up about that. We haven't had it into the service yet to have that code scanned to see what it is or not, but, you know, when we get to that point for going in for service, we'll address that then and see if there's any stored codes. Some of the pros, so far the gas mileage has been really great on it. We're going from the Ford Explorer, which was my wife's daily driver, which is also another vehicle on the channel, so check out some of the videos on that. The Explorer, being a huge SUV and a V8, was a little gas hungry, so that required a fill up at least once a week. This vehicle, we can go about a week and a half every 2 weeks before we have to get a fill up. One of the pros that my wife wanted was remote start option. So it has remote start. It has heated seats, which is another thing that she wanted that the Explorer didn't have. Backup camera is something that she wasn't really too into, but it's something that she's grown to like, so the backup camera is nice. Here in Pennsylvania, we're just outside of Philadelphia, so today it's about 55 degrees out, so I'm out doing the video for the vehicle. We've had a few days where we got light snow, but in a couple of hours it's gone and it's melted, so some of the unknowns is whether this is the all-wheel drive version. There is a front-wheel drive version. We got the all-wheel drive version. So as far as handling in the snow, can't call it right now. Should we get something between now and the 6-month update, I'll definitely post a comment down below on this, or when I do the 6-month follow-up video, I'll actually note any kind of handling issues with the all-wheel drive in the snow. And I guess otherwise, the actual long-term reliability, just on a 3-year lease, which is what this is, to see how the car handles routine maintenance, you know, anything other than oil change, brakes, and tires. which, you know, I think in the 3 years before we're ready to turn it in, I don't think we'll have to do anything other than oil changes and put gas in it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll go over some of the interior aspects of it and some of the features. You get a peek under the hood in the cargo area. I'll take you through the interior of the car and we'll wrap the video up. Alright, let's move to under the hood. This is the 2-liter GM Ecotech. And get a sense of what it looks like under here. Everything is nice and clean. Everything is pristine. And not really a whole lot. This is the turbo option. And there's the turbo. Hiding underneath the heat shield there. As far as modding this looks like it would be something that would be easy to mod if you wanted to buy one of these and do some mods to it yourself. Other than that, pretty awesome looking vehicle underneath. It has plenty of get up and go. I'm out here trying to do a video and somebody is actually flying little remote control airplanes. I don't know if you can see that. Back to the video. I try to find a spot that's secluded, and this is what I have to deal with. It's a little dirty after 90 days of use. And let's see, we just ran it through the car wash, but all in all, it is maintained in its cleanliness. There's your washer fill port there, your coolant reservoir, your brake reservoir there. As far as, you know what, I'm actually noticing I don't see a dipstick for the oil, so there's no way to check the oil. I'm assuming it's going to be one of those where there's a port on the computer on the dash to actually check the oil level, but as far as checking it out here, I'm not seeing it. It's right in front of my face. It's right here. I'm assuming that's the oil dipstick. I'm not going to pull that out right now. Other than that, that's under the hood. Another look at the front. And let's move on to the back for the cargo area. This is the back of the Chevy Equinox. As you see, it's the 2.0 turbo option, and it's the all-wheel drive. This is the LT trim, and has little chrome tip exhaust ports. You can see the backup sensors along the back there that also coincide in with the backup camera, which is hidden underneath, let's see, right there underneath the Chevy badge, and hidden down at the bottom there in the very center is a 2-inch receiver. I'm not going to pull that off now. I'll do that in a later video, just so you can see how to work that portion if you decide you want to hook a trailer up to it, or if you wanted to put like a bike rack on it. I guess any other kind of feature that you'd want to put on, like if you're going to take this up maybe to the mountains to go hunting and you needed to connect in your what do you call it, the little deer rack that you drop your catch, or if you were just going camping and you wanted to additional storage space to haul all your camping gear. And let's see if this works. I don't have the key. The key is actually in the car. Let's see if I walk up to this, if I can actually open this. Underneath here here under the Chevy badge, there's a button that you push, and it is the automatic lift gate, and it's the 60/40 fold-in split rear seat, which you can see. This is the 60, that's the 40. The cargo net that you see, I purchased at Amazon. I got this off of Amazon. So you see it's a little big, but it keeps all your stuff from flying out. There is an option for a cargo area cover, but I was told that that was a $200 to $500 option, that if I wanted it I could buy it, which is kind of weird since releasing the vehicle. I want to buy something that I'm going to give away with the car when I'm done with it. So what I opted to do is you have underfloor storage. So you lift up the little tab here and there's underfloor storage. And let's get you in closer so you can see that. And let me reposition the camera. That's not a good spot. I'm blocking the light. When you lift up, you see there's plenty of storage under there, although now it's filled with all sorts of stuff that I put in for roadside. But there's a blanket underneath here, and this is what I ended up getting to use as a Hydra cargo. Just a black moving blanket from Harbor Freight. A couple of pairs of gloves under here, some stuff from roadside assistance, and underneath this, if I can lift it out, can I lift it up? All the stuff in there. Underneath that is a full size, or a donut spare. So this is one of the vehicles that does come with a actual spare and not a can of Fix-A-Flat, unlike my Buick Regal, which is also another vehicle on the channel. There's a view of all the cargo space. And this is the automatic closing. So up at the top of the door, up here, there's a button. You hit the button and it will automatically close. So you don't have to actually work on closing it yourself. It will close on its own. It has a rear washer, rear wiper, and it comes with navigation. This version, trim level, came with navigation, and all of them have the Sirius XM, and there's also a roof rack on this one. Although you can get it without the roof rack option, this one ended up coming with it. It has the NASCAR style fuel filler, so there's no gas cap anymore. Just push the button, pop it open, and the 2-liter turbo option does require the premium fuel. And it has a little picture that shows you how you're supposed to put the nozzle into the gas filler. This comes with the alloy wheels, and these are the 18-inch alloy wheels. The car wash didn't really do them any justice. They need a little TLC, but 4-wheel disc brakes, as you can see in there. There's the disc brake on the rear wheel, same wheel in the front. This is full-time front-wheel drive, if I can talk correctly. And if needed, you can actually switch it to rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, depending on the situation you're in. at the time. You have little buttons on the front driver and front passenger door. When you push that, it will unlock. On the driver door, if you push it, it will unlock the driver door. Then you can program it to either unlock the driver door and all doors, or just the driver door, and then you push it again and it unlocks all the doors. You push it a third time without actually opening the door, and it will lock all the doors. Rear doors don't come with those, so you will have to hit the front door in order to unlock the rear door. You can't walk up to that and unlock it. The cargo area is the one exception. That's the one that you can actually walk up to and open with the button on there. Same thing on this side. Front door has the button, rear door does not. They come outfitted with Michelin tires. This is a 225/60/18, and it's a shot of that. And peek at the tread. I believe these are all season tires that are on here. One of the other options this comes with is it actually has fog lights. So you get the regular standard turn-in lights, there's fog lights, and you got the projector beam headlights and the LED running lights. The mirrors do fold, but they're not power folding mirrors. They are manual folding mirrors. They do have the blind spot assist in them, and the same thing on the passenger side mirror as well. And I think that covers everything on the exterior of the vehicle. I guess let's move to the interior. Alright, here we are on the interior. This is the back seat door. You got door pockets for drinks. You have a pocket up here that you can stick coins and toys and all sorts of things in. Rear power windows in the back. This does have the child safety lock option. Ay, ay, ay. There's a child safety lock option to keep the child from opening the rear door from the inside, so you do have that option. We ended up with the cloth seat option on the LT. I actually like this. This is the charcoal interior. You have some texture here with some nice stitching to accent the seat, and it's a slightly lighter color interior or insert as opposed to the rest of the seat. There is a center armrest that also has cup holders in it, so there's plenty of places to put drinks so they can spill. The rear seat folds down very easily. The trigger for it is right here. As soon as you squeeze it, as you see, you grab and pull it toward you. As soon as you grab it, it pretty much pushes forward and it can fold back so you get your full cargo area in the back. And it also has a little button up here that pops up. If you saw that when I pulled that, it pops up that the seat is actually unlatched. Same thing on the other seat. That does it for the 40, so depending on how much space you need to fold. When you fold the 60 seat, the center console goes down with it, so you lose half of your drink carrying capacity. Back seat has plenty of leg room. And move my gear out of the way here. There's plenty of leg room. As you can see, to tuck your feet in. There are pockets on the back of the seats, but we have seat covers on the seats to protect the seats and keep them clean. The front and rear seats The headrests have covers on them, and they are height adjustable, so you can adjust the height of them. Front seats, like I said, have pockets in them, but they're hidden from view because of the seat cover that's on them. You have a rear charging port, USB, in the back, and vents in the back for the rear passengers. And pretty much all they can do is just adjust the direction or close the vents off completely. And down, hidden beneath here, there is a AC port, so you can plug in all your charging equipment to charge your cameras, phones, or run the DVD player for those long road trips. 3 passenger seating in the back, and there are hooks, I believe, hidden in the seat for baby seats. I'm not sure where they're at though. You'd have to check your owner's manual for those, but they are tie downs for those somewhere in the seats. Front door, front driver's door. Down here at the bottom is your controls for your rear lift gate. You can set it to max, 3/4 of the way, or you can turn it off completely. Don't know why you would want to do that, but you can. Driver's door has the auto window down. Got power mirrors, another little cubby spot for coins, power locks, some gold or chrome trim on the handle. Here is your controls for your fog lights and headlamps. Hood release is there. I've added aftermarket floor mats to help protect the rug and give it something a little bit more durable for the winter time. And as we get into the driver's seat here, as you can see, we're just a little over 2,000 miles. We have about 200 miles left according to the trip computer for our fuel, and we're just a little under 3/4 of a tank, and we filled this up, what was it, about a week ago?
Yeah. Sunday.
Yep.
Maybe last week.
Yep, so about a week ago we filled it up, and pretty much just trips back and forth to work. You have all your controls here for your cruise control, your lane assist. You can turn that off, and it gives you a little indicator in the dash when that's on or off. Your computer controls here. Here you hit the right arrow here, as you can see in the dash there. There's a little arrow that's pointing to the right. So you hit the corresponding arrow on the steering wheel, and it'll take you through all the information windows. So you can see your music, your navigation, your phone, and then into the computer settings. So you can see your traction, the units, the home page, and all other sorts of settings. So if we go back, information, this has been averaging, it's saying 20 miles to the gallon. There's our estimated fuel range, our oil life, it's at 73%. We got the tire pressure monitor. There's our battery voltage and our coolant temperature. And then back to our speed, and then we just go back to the home screen, which brings us here. And this is programmable. You can customize whatever options you want to have displayed there. So if you always want to have your speed there, you can set that. You can set your coolant temperature. So for instance, if you're towing and you're out in the desert, you can set that, make sure that you don't overheat. Or you can set your battery voltage, so if you're blasting the music, you can see that you're not draining your battery too much, if that makes any sense. touchscreen infotainment system, your controls for that there. You have touch control, dual heated seats, and dual climate control, so you can adjust. One feature I like is the sync button. You hit that and then it will synchronize both to whatever setting the driver is set for, or the passenger can set theirs on their own. Fan controls, you can set it for auto if you want. You have your rear defroster, your front defroster, and under here you have a standard power outlet, and you have your standard USB and your USB-C, and there's also a auxiliary port, so if you wanted to plug in your old school MP3 player or your CD player, you can. And just above that, if you can see it in the video there, is the port for the navigation. So that's your map. Standard shifter, and you can put it into a manual mode and shift the gears automatic, and it's a 6-speed automatic transmission. Got your power parking brake, and one of the cons that I don't like is in the glove box there's no light in the glove box. I don't know why, there's just no light in the glove box. There is one in the center console, which is behind me, but there's not one in the glove box. Also inside of the center console there is a USB port in there as well, and charging, so you can charge devices in there hidden out of sight. Other than that, up here on the top there's your OnStar and your passenger airbag notification. You have your settings for the lamps, so when you open the door whether they come on or not, your home link, so you can program in your garage door opener, and your eyeglass, sunglass case, or cubby to store other stuff. This feature up here I do not believe comes with the sunroof. All you get is the lights here and the OnStar and the home link. The rest of this is gone because it's taken up by the sunroof. We don't have the sunroof option, as you can see. There's no sunroof. Other than that, if you have any questions about the vehicle, any comments or anything, comment down below, let me know. I'll try to answer any questions that you may have, and appreciate you watching the video. Like it, share it with your friends, and come back in 3 months for the 6-month follow-up review. Appreciate it. Have a great day.